Howdy y'all, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this July 27th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Really do appreciate it. Alright, so we are still following Jesus' earthly ministry. We are learning about things that are hard to understand, for us to accept, but they are important. We've learned about forgiveness. We've learned about having childlike faith. We've learned about cutting off things that cause us to sin. Now we're going to go over to John chapter 7 today, the Gospel of John, and we're going to pick it up there in verse 1. So John 7, verse 1. After this, Jesus traveled around the country of Galilee. He did not want to travel in Judea because the Jewish leaders there wanted to kill him. It was time for the Jewish festival of shelters. So his brothers said to him, "You should leave here and go to the festival in Judea. Then your followers can see the miracles you do. If you want to be well known, you must not hide what you do. So if you can do such amazing things, let the whole world see you do them." Jesus' brothers said this because even they did not believe in him. Jesus said to them, "The right time for me has not yet come, but any time is right for you to go. The world cannot hate you, but the world hates me, because I tell the people in the world that they do evil things. So you go to the festival. I will not go now, because the right time for me has not yet come." After Jesus said this, he stayed in Galilee. So his brothers left to go to the festival. After they left, Jesus went too, but he did not let the people see him. At the festival, the Jewish leaders were looking for him. They said, "Where is that man?" There was a large group of people there. Many of them were talking secretly to each other about Jesus. Some people said, "He is a good man." But others said, "No, he fools the people." But no one was brave enough to talk about him openly. They were afraid of the Jewish leaders. Verse 14. When the festival was about half finished, Jesus went to the temple area and began to teach. The Jewish leaders were amazed and said, "How did this man learn so much? He'd never had the kind of teaching we had." Jesus answered, "What I teach is not my own. My teaching comes from the one who sent me. People who really want to do what God wants will know that my teaching comes from God. They will know that this teaching is not my own. If I taught my own ideas, I would just be trying to get honor for myself. But if I am trying to bring honor to the one who sent me, I can be trusted. Anyone doing that is not going to lie. Moses gave you the law, right? But you don't obey that law. If you do, then why are you trying to kill me?" The people answered, "A demon is making you crazy. We are not trying to kill you." Jesus said to them, "I did one miracle on a Sabbath day, and you were all surprised. But you obey the law Moses gave you about circumcision, and sometimes you do it on a Sabbath day. Really, Moses is not the one who gave you circumcision. It came from our ancestors who lived before Moses. Yes, you often circumcise baby boys on a Sabbath day. This shows that someone can be circumcised on a Sabbath day to obey the law of Moses. So why are you angry with me for healing a person's whole body on the Sabbath day? Stop judging by the way things look. Be fair and judge by what is really right." Verse 25. Then some of the people who lived in Jerusalem said, "This is the man they are trying to kill. But he is teaching where everyone can see and hear him, and no one is trying to stop him from teaching. Maybe the leaders have decided that he really is the Messiah. But when the real Messiah comes, no one will know where he comes from. We know where this man's home is." Jesus was still teaching in the temple area when he said loudly, "Do you really know me and where I am from? I am here, but not by my own decision. I was sent by one who is very real, but you don't know him. I know him because I am from him. He is the one who sent me." When Jesus said this, the people tried to grab him, but no one was able to even touch him because the right time for him had not yet come. But many of the people believed in Jesus. They said, "We are waiting for the Messiah to come. When he comes, will he do more miraculous signs than this man has done? All right. So this is more or less centering around, whether or not people believe in Jesus for what he says, right? So we first see how he interacts with his brothers, his half brothers, his literal blood relatives, and they don't believe in him at all. And how sad must that make Jesus? He's literally grown up with these people, with these men, and they don't believe anything he's saying. They don't believe a word. So, and he tells them that the time has not yet come for him to, to go, basically go public, right? To go into Jerusalem or anything like that. But he still goes into this festival secretly and just kind of, piddles around there. And then he goes to the temple and he teaches. And he doesn't teach like any of the other teachers, but he teaches, we've probably seen several examples of this where it says he teaches with authority. He teaches like he is an authority on the subject, which of course we know he is, okay? The teachers of the law, they know all the scriptures, they know everything that's been written down, all the literature, but you've got the guy who actually spoke the word, who is the word, okay? No one can top that at all, right? And so they're just like, where did this guy come from? Where did this teaching come from? And again, he's trying to tell them, it doesn't come from me. It comes from the one who sent me. I was sent by him, okay? And then he calls them out for their hypocrisy, where you were angry at me because I healed a crippled man on a Sabbath day. And yet, here you go, circumcising babies on a Sabbath day, okay? Because they took that very seriously at this time. You could not do anything that constituted work on a Sabbath day. You could not go into your fields and pick, harvest or anything. You could not even pick up like a stick at all. You could do nothing. So for Jesus to heal a man on the Sabbath, it upset them very much, because to them it was, contrary to everything their traditions. Okay, but Jesus is saying, look, you guys are hypocrites. You're not even following your own rules, right? You circumcise babies on a Sabbath day, so why is it, wrong for me to heal someone from their afflictions? It doesn't make sense, right? Of course he's right. And then, they're trying to reconcile, wait, they want to kill this guy, but he teaches like no one we've ever heard before. He's teaching out here in public where everyone can hear and see him. And it makes sense. Is this guy the Messiah? And Jesus is saying, and then they ask, well, this doesn't make sense though, because we won't know where the Messiah comes from, which is not true. Because the Isaiah says he'll come from Bethlehem, so that's not necessarily true. But we don't know where the Messiah comes from, but we know where this guy comes from. He comes from Nazareth, right? And Jesus once again says, do you really know me? Do you truly know who I am and where I come from? And of course, they don't. They don't know where he comes from at all. They don't recognize that he comes from heaven, right? So, and then obviously they're just, so upset, and it's like, what is this guy saying? And they try to grab him, right? They try to, toss him out into the street, kill him, whatever. But of course, not his time. So he doesn't allow them to take him. He just kind of fades away. Anyway, that's all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.